The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface. Not only does it serve as the planet's largest habitat, but it also helps regulate global climate. The ocean is a continuous body of salt water that surrounds the continents. It is divided into four major regions: the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic. However, climate change is altering the ocean in three major ways. Number 1. The ocean is getting warmer. Over the past century, the ocean surface temperature has risen at an average rate of about 0.13 degrees Fahrenheit per decade. Number 2. Since 1993, the ocean has continued to heat up at a rate that's twice as fast as the long-term trend, not only because water expands when it heats up, but also due to melting glaciers and ice sheets. Lastly, the third consequence of climate change is ocean acidification. Seawater absorbs carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which lowers its pH level, resulting in higher acid content. Knowing those consequences, humans still have contributed substantially to ocean degradation, with seafood consumption being the largest contributor. The world's appetite for fish products shows no sign of slowing. This report demonstrates the significant and growing role of fisheries and aquaculture in providing food, nutrition, and employment. According to the Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, an estimated 59.5 million people were engaged in fisheries, full-time, part-time, or occasional basis in 2018. From 1990 to 2018, there was a 122% rise in total fish consumption. The percentage of fish stocks within biologically sustainable levels has reduced from 90% in 1990 to 65.7% in 2018. So, how is it possible? A recent study of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, an area of plastic accumulation in the North Pacific, estimated that it contained 42,000 tons of megaplastics, where 86% was fishing nets, including baskets and fishing ropes. On the other hand, we know that commercial fishing operations use bottom trawling, where fishing boats drag giant nets across the ocean floor. The United Nations estimates that up to 95% of global ocean damage directly results from bottom trawling. Commercial fishing is a greater threat to marine life than we realize. All marine wildlife is affected. Each year, over 300,000 whales and dolphins are killed due to bycatch. These animals and sharks are essential for fossilizing phytoplankton, which is important for absorbing carbon dioxide. So, what are the main problems based on the condition that happen in the present? 1. Overfishing. Overfishing is the removal of a species of fish from a body of water at a rate that they cannot replenish, resulting in them becoming underpopulated in that area. Overfishing is a problem largely because we like to eat seafood. Wanting to eat is not a bad thing, of course, but we cannot always harvest them exhaustively in an area and expect them to continue to survive. The FAO estimated that over 75% of the world's fish species are either fully exploited or depleted. The scrapping of the ocean floor in bottom dragging is devastating to coral, sponges, and other long-lived species that provide a habitat for commercial fisheries, which do not recover quickly. This destruction alters the functioning of the ecosystem, which can permanently alter species composition and biodiversity. 2. Commercial fishing. Commercial fishing is done for profit, converting marine life into human food, fish meal for aquaculture, and other products. It provides a large quantity of food to many countries around the earth, but those who practice it as an industry must often pursue fish far into the ocean under adverse conditions. Commercial fishing is distinct from subsistence fishing, which is a small-scale fishing done by a person to feed themselves, their family, and their community directly. Commercial fishing feeds the masses and provides resources for markets around the world, and is increasingly effective at turning a profit. The world's oceans are so big that we thought that there was nothing humans could do to hurt them for a long time. Now, we are facing an imminent and global collapse of our fisheries, projected to happen as early as 2048, thanks to overfishing, wasteful fishing practices, and massive overconsumption. Nevertheless, a few key tried and tested solutions to overfishing have been successfully implemented around the world. The trick is to scale these solutions up to a global scale, encouraging countries that have originally been resistant to help by getting them on board, and supporting countries that do not have the means to update their fishing policies themselves. So, what are the solutions, you may ask? Well, 1. Stop trawling. Trawling drags huge nets through the ocean that scoop up every animal and the ecosystem in its pathway, resulting in massive wasteful bycatch. Though many programs focus on decreasing bycatch, there are small regions where bottom trawling is banned or limited, but these measures are not enough. Trawling needs to be banned outright. Facing depleted fish stocks with an imminent and complete collapse, the Chinese government imposed a trawling ban in Hong Kong's waters that took effect in December 2012. They did this by buying fishing vessels fitted for trawling and supporting deckhands affected by the reduced number of fish caught. Environmental organizations are fighting for bans like this in the waters of Alaska, Chile, and elsewhere. They desperately need our help. 2. Worldwide catch shares. Catch shares are a system of fishing management that is proven to allow fish stocks to replenish while saving the livelihoods of fishing communities by preventing a sudden collapse. How does it work exactly? So, a total allowable catch is established using scientific data about the health of fish stocks and the environment in a certain area. Then, catch shares are licensed out to each fishing business, telling them exactly how much of each seafood species they can catch. Using catch shares makes seafood valuable, meaning a higher, more predictable profit for fishers while protecting the environment. Instead of limiting the time of a fishing season, catch shares foster communication and stewardship. A study of American and British Columbian catch share systems found that the total allowable catch increased 19% over a decade, bycatch decreased by 66%, and fishers made 68% more money while having 1/3 fewer accidents on the job. Furthermore, 100% of fishing businesses complied, rarely going over their limit. It is a proven system that needs to be implemented worldwide and strengthened where it does exist, like the Common Fisheries Program in Europe or on the Pacific coast of the US and Canada. 3. Make smart consumer choices. Only eat sustainable seafood. Here is a quick cheat sheet to get you started. Avoid big fish, which have been overfished for years, like marlin, tuna, and shark. Buy local. Seafood caught in local North American waters is generally subject to more scrutiny and better regulation than other parts of the world. There is less energy used to store and transport food, especially true for shrimp. Use seafood guides, such as the Sea Choice and Seafood Watch pocket guides. What are those? Those are iPhone or Android app to make good seafood choices at the grocery store or restaurant. They are specific to where you live, so the information is accurate. Other seafood guides are on the resources list. Please take a good look around yourself and be aware of the environment you live in, because every little thing we do matters to our environment's sustainability indeed. In the end, if it is not us, who else?